Okay, so today's sequence is really restorative, slow, nice and yummy. It's a sequence that I often do before bed, but you don't have to do it before bed. You can do it in the morning, you could do it any time of day. Just it's all about checking in with the body and what we need energetically on a day-by-day basis. So do a sequence like this when you're feeling like you need something slower, you need to be held and supported, like the fast-flowing sun salutations aren't going to serve you. I do have a couple of props. One of them, simple cushion, so just grab a little cushion or something if you want. And I've got a yoga bolster, but you do not need this, and I'll explain what you can use if you don't have a bolster when we get to that pose. But you might want something like a big pillow or a sofa cushion, but you also don't need anything but a little bit of wall space for one of the alternatives for that pose. It'll make sense when we get there. Okay, so to start off, let's inhale, take the arms up. And then as we exhale, really soften and melt down into your forward fold. Bend the knees deeply. Feel nice and supported. Take hold of the elbows and release through the head, the neck and the shoulders. Sway side to side and allow yourself to feel any stress, any strain trickling off the back, falling maybe out through an imaginary trapdoor in the head. And start to breathe really deeply. And then release the fingertips down. Bend the knees and we'll come to a seat. So you might want to sit on a cushion here. You could also sit on a folded up blanket or a towel. We'll bring the soles of the feet together. It's coming into Baddha Konasana, but whereas we normally shuffle sit bones to heels, you might not want to do that here. You might, it's a different stretch, so you might want to experiment. See how it feels shuffling the sit bones towards the heels, and then see how it feels to take the legs a little bit wider, so you're making more of a diamond shape here. And you can bring the thumbs to the feet and give yourself a little foot massage. Getting into the arches, the ball of the feet, and the toes. And rubbing the tops of the feet. And then using an inhale to lengthen through the spine. And using the exhale to actively but gently work the thighs down. And really start to activate that deep breath. And we're going to fold forwards here, so we're going to hinge at the hips. Fold forwards with a flat back until you meet your edge, so until your body starts telling you you're not going to go any further. And then you can round. Let the head hang down and soften. And we're going to hold here for a good few breaths, so just really soften into it. Feel the stretch in the back body. And nice and slowly root through the sit bones. Gently rise back up. We'll take it to Janusasana, so head to knee pose. So I'm going to stay sat on the cushion here. You do what's right for you. So extend your left leg out long and draw the right leg in. So the right foot's coming somewhere in line with the left thigh. And then inhale, let's take the arms up. And then as you exhale, you're twisting the torso to face that extended leg and then hinging at the hips and melting forward. So the head is coming towards the knee. Does not mean it has to get there. So you can even bend that knee as well if you want to. You know, we're being nice and gentle here, so we don't want to strain. And again, allowing the back to round and soften, the head to release. And using the fingertips to help walk yourself back up and take it to the other side. So extending that one leg out long, drawing the other in. Check that you're sitting comfortably on both sit bones. And then inhale, take the arms up, finding length. And as you exhale, turn the torso so you're facing this extended leg. Hinge at the hips and melt it forwards. So no striving to grab the foot here. Just let it all soften and be with where you're at today. Again, using the fingertips on the ground to help yourself come back up. And I'm going to come into a forward fold, seated forward fold. And I like to start with the knees nice and bent when I'm taking it in a restorative way. So what we can do is we can bend the knees quite a lot. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale, bring the belly to rest on the thighs. Drape the body forwards. Maybe the head rests on the knees, maybe not, doesn't matter. And you can find what feels right here, so you might want to start extending those legs a little bit further. You might want to stay with a really deep bend in the knees. Really allow the head to hang down and the front body to drape down over the legs. Really get into the breath here and see if you can work with an exhalation that is longer than the inhalation. So when we work with an exhale that's longer, we help our parasympathetic nervous system to kick in. And that's the same as when we're in a forward fold. It can help calm the nervous system down and get out of our fight or flight stress response and come into our rest and digest function of the nervous system, which is obviously where we want to be, especially if we're winding down for the day, preparing to go to bed. Slowly rising up, and again using the hands on the ground to help you. No rush. I'm going to come to the back, so if you've got a little cushion, you could use it as a cushion for your head. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment. So coming to lie on your back, and we're going to come into our reclined twist here, so taking the arms out wide and allowing the knees to fall heavy to the right. Normally we'll work to keep this left shoulder down, and we don't need to worry too much about that here when we're taking a more restorative version of the posture. You can always turn the head to look over the left shoulder to find a slightly deeper twist. And you can also cross that bottom foot over the top thigh. But no pushing here, nice and gentle. And slowly bringing the head back to centre if you had it to the left, drawing the knees back to centre and letting them fall heavy to the left. Maybe the head turns to the right. Really feeling the breath filling the belly here. Keep working with that elongated exhalation. Allowing the whole body to soften down into the mat or the ground beneath you. And then we'll bring the head back to center and the knees. And you roll onto one side so that you can support yourself in rising up. So the final posture is Viparita Karani, which is legs up the wall. I'm going to be using a bolster for this, because the radiators and windows, not so comfy. But what you can do is you can either get a sofa cushion as a bolster if you've not got a bolster. You could use a couple of pillows, you could roll them up, rolled up blankets or towels, or you just move yourself so that you're close to the wall. And what we're going to do is be putting our legs up in the air. So if you are close to the wall, you align, you get really nestled up into the wall, you align one hip with the wall, and then you flip yourself around so that the legs come up against the wall. You'll get it when you're by the wall. It sounds a bit weird. But then you've got your legs up the wall and it's quite comfy. You can obviously have your cushion to pillow the head if you would like that. So if you're using the non-wall option like me, we bring our bolster or bolster substitute so that it's underneath the tailbone in the sacrum, so it's not on the lower back, it's on the tailbone. So check in with that. We can get our cushion for the head. And then we draw the knees in towards the chest and take the feet up towards the sky. And what this support does is it should support us in being in this position and make it feel very easy to be here. So you might need to shuffle it around a little bit to get it right. And then when you're here, close the eyes, soften the gaze, and really let go. Keep working with that extended exhalation. So this is a really great posture for helping to reset the body clock. So it's really good to do before bed. It can help us to have a good night's sleep. It can help to calm an anxious mind. It can help with insomnia. Also beneficial if you've been on a long flight and you've got jet lag. Also really great if you've been on your feet all day, as it helps the fluid in the body drain from the feet. It gives the heart a little break, so rather than the heart having to pump the blood all the way around, we're helping out some circulation. It just sounds like really bad science. I promise it does, it helps the heart out. Just too relaxed for science. So it's a really great posture and I love it, and it's a really good one to do in the middle of the day as well if you're just needing a little bit of a reset or a little bit of a calm down. So I'm going to talk us out of this posture now, but this is a posture you can hold for 15 minutes. You know, you can hold it for as long as you want to. So if you're really enjoying it, just turn the video off and hang out here for a bit. Otherwise, to come out, and the same if you're on the wall, come out by bending the knees towards you and rolling to one side. So graceful. And then you can use your hand for support to bring you back up. If you want to come up, you might not want to, you might want to lie down in Shavasana, which would be great. Really recommend that. Just going to swap. So I just swapped my legs so that I had my left leg in front, because this is a restorative sequence, and if I were doing this before bed, I would sit with my left leg in front, and this is because when we activate the left side of the body, we again stimulate that parasympathetic rest and digest nervous response. So just a little side note. So I'm going to close us here, but you can stay with your legs up the wall, you can lie on your back in a long Shavasana, you can come into a meditation, you can go straight to bed, whatever, wherever you're at. So let's bring the hands together at the heart. Take a nice deep inhalation. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. We'll bow the head to the heart. And I hope you feel rested and have a restful rest of your day or evening. Namaste.